Hello, fuckos, and welcome to this episode 49 of the Chris Hunter Comedy Podcast with me, Chris Hunter. Hello, how the devil are you? How you doing? Have you had a nice week? I hope you have, because mine has been okay. As per usual, I went to get myself a sexy-assed, delicious burger on Saturday, and a delicious, sexy-assed cheesecake to go with it. The burger I had this week was the Big Trouble in Little China burger, which I have never seen that film, but I have had it recommended to me a whole bunch, so I should probably watch it at some point, I'm imagining. But it was tasty. It had, let's see, what did it have? It had the beef patty, it had some Asian barbecue sauce, salt and pepper chicken, chili and garlic sauce, and topped off with prawn crackers. Oh, nom, 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 nom. That was a bloody good burger, folks. It was freaking oishii, as the Japanese would say. And I had a jammy dodger cheesecake. Yes, you heard me right, folks. I did not say a jam cheesecake. I did not say a dodgy cheesecake. I said a more fucking jammy dodger cheesecake. And it was freaking delicious too. It had a little jammy dodger sat on top of it, which is oh so tasty. Oh, so nice. Hum num num num. Speaking of tasty stuff, I know I said last week, after I finished the podcast, I was going to make some taiyaki. That Japanese, it's like pancake, but it's shaped like a fish, and it's got stuffing in it, like some kind of, sweet paste or chocolate or custard or whatever. So I was going to make some taiyaki last week because it was Nutella Day. I was going to make some Nutella taiyaki, which I did do. But me being the genius that I am, I may have just slightly misread the recipe. So see, the recipe says the usual, flour, egg, milk. Yeah, I got that. That's fine. I can do that shit. That shit's basic. I got it, boo. But the bit that stuffed me up a little bit was the bit that said 2 to 3 tablespoons of baking powder. I was like, okay, I can do that. 2.5. Why not? It says 2 to 3. I'll do 2.5. And I'm mixing it all up and stuff. And like, oh, this is a really good mix. Look at it. It's all foamy. And then I start using it and it starts just pissing at the sides of the pan. Because the taiyaki pan is like, it's kind of like, it's a cast iron pan and it's got 2 of the fish shapes in it. So you put your stuff in it and you put your fill in and then a bit more stuff on top to seal it in. And then you close it down. It's like a double, it's got like a hinge. So it closes onto itself, kind of like a waffle pan. Right. And anyway, so I close that and it just starts pissing out the sides. It's pissing out the back and the front. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is going on with this mix? This does not feel right. This doesn't feel like I've done something. Like, this feels like I've basically ballsed up at some point during the process. And guess what, folks? I had, because instead of saying 2 to 3 tablespoons of baking powder or baking soda, you can guess what it says, right, folks? Let me hear you say it in the back. That's right. It said 2/3. Not 2 to 3. It was 2/3 of a tablespoon. Not even 1 fucking tablespoon. 2/3 of a tablespoon. And I used 2.5 tablespoons. So that shit blew up like a freaking moose. But you know what? It was actually kind of fascinating. But I made one, threw it out because it was just doggy bollocks. It was awful. Tasted like baking soda. And I learned a lesson that day. Read your recipes twice, folks. Don't read it the once. It ain't good enough. Read it twice, bitches. Because that way, you get the sweet, delicious taste of taiyaki with Nutella. Rather than the taste of baking soda and other shit that you may have had too much of. So yeah, that was how the week went according to food. And also this week, excuse me. Also this week, I went to see one of my all-time favourite comics, who was in Warrington, the lovely, fantastic Mr. Tom Stade himself, and it was such a fucking good show. I really enjoyed it. And it was in Warrington. I thought it was going to be in Parr Hall. Surprisingly, it wasn't. It was in the Pyramid Centre, which is next to it. And Tom himself said, been coming here years. I'm still I'm still not in the main hall. And I don't get why, because he could definitely sell it out. But sometimes that's just how it goes, isn't it? Sometimes it's not what you'd expect from certain areas. I don't know. I'm guessing that it would, it just depend on people getting tickets and stuff. Maybe next time it'll be in the bigger one, because it was sold out from what I could see. And there's some funny people in the audience. He was having a bit of cheeky banter with some folks. One guy was there. He was quite young, and he was there with his dad. And his dad was going beetroot red. He was laughing his arse off, but he was so red. It was hilarious. And yet he was supported by a guy called Jay Handley, who was fucking brilliant. Really good guy. He looks like Jesus, but don't let that put you off. He's awesome. He was really funny. So I'm going to search out some more of Jay Handley's work as well. But yeah, so definitely recommend those two guys. If you've not heard of Tom Stade, then where have you been? A, where have you been? But B, go and look him up. He's fucking brilliant. And yeah, Jay Handley, like I said, looks like Jesus. Can't miss him. I tell you what, if you want to see them both on the old Twitterverse over there, Jay Handley's at JW Handley. It's HANDLEY. And Tom Stade is he at Tom Stade Comic? I think so. Tom Stade Comic, yes. Commander Stade. But yeah, so highly recommend both of those guys. Fantastic night. And also, I've been busy. This is going to be a bit of a shorter podcast today because I've realised today how busy I should be, and so I'm now going to be really fucking busy because I've taken part in this ArtStation challenge again that I was telling you about last week. A little update on that. I've been chipping away a little bit, not as much as I would like to, but I have been chipping away a little bit. So I've got some bits done. I've got some questions answered in my mind. So hopefully, when I start working after this podcast, I can hit it full throttle and, you know, sort of get myself fully in the zone and start modelling like a nut job. I've been doing a lot of that in work recently, which I'm happy about. My work, I think I've been, like in my actual real life job, I feel like I've been working a bit quicker than I normally do, which is nice because I'm trying to increase my speed while maintain or improve the quality. You understand what I'm saying here? So, yeah, it's nice to see it's actually starting to happen, getting some nice comments and stuff, so that's always good. I enjoy that very much. In the last week, well, just over the last week, but I didn't know about it, a new game has come out, folks. A new game that is changing the face of the Battle Royale community, because you know games like PUBG and Fortnite and COD 4, Black Ops 4, whatever it's called, Blackdown, whatever, all them, they're good games, but this new one, Apex Legends, that's come out, is fucking brilliant. I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm only dipping into it a little bit every now and again when, like, I find sometimes when I'm working, I just can't focus properly, so and it gets me down, you know, so rather than just tackling through it on the spot, because it takes so long, and it's very, very counterproductive. I just start hating everything I'm doing and all that kind of stuff. So I found the healthiest thing for me to do is to step away for a little bit. So that's what I've been doing recently. I'll go downstairs, I'll play Apex for like half an hour to an hour, then I'll run back upstairs, all fresh-eyed, and I suddenly know what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's really helpful to me. So that's what I've been doing. And it's such a fun game, guys. It's really cool. It's like it's a battle royale game. There's 60 players and there's 20 teams of 3 people. So that's really cool. And they have this interesting thing called a ping system. So like in most games, you have to sort of talk on the headset. And I'm not overly keen on that because, believe it or not, folks, I'm a bit shy. So I don't like talking to people normally. So yeah, I don't tend to. But in this game, there's a ping system. So what you do is you look at something and you hit a button and it goes, hey, look, there's an enemy over there. Or it says, look at this, there's some shit you can pick up over there. And I really like that. So give it a go. It's completely free as well, which is awesome. It's been in development for 2 years by a real life AAA studio called Respawn, who do the Titanfall games. It's a really high quality games. And they know their shit, man. 2 years it's been in production for. None of this early access bollocks. None of this it'll be finished soon bollocks. Straight up awesome game. Give it a go. Apex Legends. It's on PS4, Xbox One, PC. Whatever you play, it's probably on except for the Switch. And if you've heard of Battle Royale games and first-person shooters and whatnot, you might have heard of a guy called Shroud, who's like an online gamer. He plays, he streams on Twitch and stuff like that, and he plays like a Counter-Strike and, you know, PUBG and all that. But he's been playing Apex, and holy shit is he a machine. I'm pretty sure he's got the record at the moment for most kills in a match. Because like I said, there's 60 people in there, right? The other day, he got 34 kills in the match. That's not the squad, that's him. 34. How insane is that? That's a ridiculous amount. The most I've got is like 4. And that's really, really hard for me. But, you know, that's how it is sometimes. I would like to get as good as Shroud at a game one day, but I was thinking about this before, right? To get really good at something, you have to focus on it. Give it your undivided attention. Shroud does that with video games. I am doing that with my work, my 3D shit. That's why I don't do that much stand-up shows anymore, because I really want to, but to get better at stand-up to the level I want to be, I have to give it my pretty much undivided attention. And I simply can't afford to do that this year, so that's not happening this year. That's exactly why. But, you know, I'm still wanting to do this podcast and stuff, so don't worry, you're not being left out. I'm looking at you. So yeah, it's awesome to watch somebody who's honed the skills so much, because it's like watching, like, I treat watching video games like watching sports, because I watch esport as well, like Overwatch League. And it's the same as, like, you know, with footballers or rugby players or, you know, whatever sport you're into. The people who do that for a living, right? Table tennis, whatever it is. People who do that for a living, they spend every waking moment that they're not, you know, whenever they're training and stuff, they're always striving to improve and get better, and it has their undivided attention, and it's so admirable to watch people who can do that. So to watch somebody who's honed their skills, whether it be a video game or a real life sport or an art form, whatever it is, I love watching that. I love watching progress and creativity. So it's really cool to see this guy just fucking destroying on a game that's only been out for a week. Because, I mean, once you've got the basic skills down, them skills are transferable to every game. It's just a case of, remembering what the buttons do and all that business that comes with a new thing. But speaking of awesome gamers who will love to watch, the almighty Night Owl, my good friend, Mr. Beef, will hopefully be returning to Twitch soon. And when he does, I will be there. I will be watching whilst working, most likely, but still watching, damn it. Because he's been off for a while. He's had some he's had some not awesome things happening family-wise. But I wish him all the best. I can't wait to see him back. I can't wait to see how the community welcome him back, because he has got such a nice community around him. I think we started about the same time, I think, on Twitch. We were doing the YouTube stuff for a while. He got on Twitch and was on that, and we kind of shared the same fan base, but then his just sort of skyrocketed off, and it's so good to see, because it couldn't happen to a nicer person. He's an awesome guy, and so yeah, I can't wait to watch watch some more of that stuff. So yeah, anyway, we'll be back in a second, folks, after a few words from our sponsor. Do you love cake but hate being a fatty tub? With the new VR Bakery, you can eat all the cake you want with 0 calories. Just be sure not to put anything real in your mouth while using it, because you never know if someone is taking advantage of you wearing a headset when you can't see shit. Enjoy! Okay, back to it, folks. Hello. So what was I going to say now? Yeah, I'm hoping it's probably, let's face it, it's probably not going to happen. I'm a busy bitch, but I'm hoping tomorrow I'll get back to the gym. I am so sick of being a fat fuck right now. I'm over this shit. You understand me? I don't want to be fat no more. So I want to go to the gym. I want to get this shit sorted. I'm fed up of eating better and getting no results. I know you need exercise as well. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to exercise like a muscular male of the human race. And I will try my damnedest and see what happens. Because I've got this year to try and get in shape before I move to Japan. I don't want to be that fat foreigner appearing in Japan. Because even if I'm in a slim, svelte size for an Englishman, I'm still going to look big to the Japanese. You know what I mean? So it's not cool. I want to get in a good shape. If you guys got any tips for getting in shape, for busy people, then let me know. Hit me up on social media and whatnot. I really would appreciate any of the help. But speaking of getting fit and athletes and people of that kind, my brother showed me something awesome the other day. He's had a sponsorship pack made. So basically he's looking for sponsorships from people like companies and stuff like that. So he's had this pack made, which it's like a booklet thing, which shows his achievements and stuff and all that kind of things and cool pictures. And it's got if you sponsor him for this much, he'll do this things for you. It's this much, he'll do these things for you. So it's, social media posts and public speaking, all that kind of stuff. And it's so cool. So I'm hoping that it goes well for him. I think it will do. I think he's going to get some good interest from it, because he needs all the help he can get to Tokyo and get everything on track and bring back that gold for England, damn it. For Team Great Britain, we need only the finest. And the finest is a young gentleman called Jack Hunter Spivey, who will win the gold. Who will win the gold or shan't be coming home in my plane. I do not sit with losers. No, he'll do it fantastically. I'm really looking forward to seeing that, I really, really am. It's kind of weird. It's one of those things where I find if I think about it too much, it feels like, I don't know. I don't want to think about it because I feel so proud that it's hard to talk about, if that makes sense. It's a stupid thing. But anyway, I want it to come and go so I can enjoy it. But speaking of pride and things I'm not proud of, somebody in work today brought in their baby, which fair enough, people do that. They go and have a baby, they disappear for a few months or whatever, and then they come back with this thing and everyone's like, ooh, what's this? So sat at my desk and I hear a bunch of commotion and I look over like, what the hell's going on? And someone's brought the baby in. And fair enough, happy for them, whatever, but that's a fucking STD. I'm telling you right now, 100% sincerity, children, babies especially, are STDs. If you have a kid, you don't like the environment, you don't like the planet you live on, go fuck yourself. That's just how I feel. I know it's not right, but that's how I feel. So, don't have them. If you want one, go adopt one. There's plenty out there. Hey, some of them might be free. I don't know how it works. I've never done it. But yeah, I just, fine, have a baby, do what you want. I don't really care, but I just don't get it. And personally, I've never wanted a child. I've never understood people who do. I guess we're just wired differently, I just want different things. But yeah, babies are STDs. Spread the word, not the disease. So that's how I feel about that situation. I don't know why I brought it up, really. I just thought I'd mention it off the cuff, as it were. I just saw an article before I was doing the podcast on Vice. And it was about somebody who'd gone to... they'd heard a rumour about this big, massive tank in an abandoned wildlife park in Melbourne, Australia. Where they do ships and Barbies, if you want to be racist. So they have the Melbourne wildlife, whatever. It's been abandoned. And inside there, apparently there's a big, massive tank which had a great white in it. And now the tank is filled with, is it formaldehyde? The fluid that preserves shit. It's still got a great white in there, preserved. And it looks awesome. Obviously it's dead, but it looks awesome. And I thought I'd just read this article. And whilst I'm scrolling through it, and you can check my Instagram and shit for this, because I took a screenshot and shared it straight away. I didn't even finish the article. That's how distracting this thing was, right? Let me see if I can get the picture up so I can actually tell you exactly what it says. I was scrolling through, and halfway through it, oh shit, what have I opened? Halfway through it, there was a little video. And it said on it, let's see what it said. It said, article is continued below, but while you're here, you might want to watch a Vice documentary that also features animals. I was like, oh, okay, you know what? I do like animals. I like documentaries. Let's see what it is. And I look at the thumbnail with 16 minutes 56 long, right? This documentary is called Animal Fuckers. Right? Vice, thanks, but no thanks. I'm not interested in a documentary about animal fuckers. What kind of register or internet database are you trying to get me on here, Vice? Because I'm pretty sure if you ever type in the words into the internet, animals and fuckers, I'm pretty sure you're going to end up on some kind of list somewhere where they're like, okay, watch this one. Watch this one. What he's doing, I don't know the legalities of it, but watch him. And, I don't want to be on them kind of lists. Do you? I don't want to give people a reason ever to think there's something dodgy going on, because they ain't, bitch. So, yeah, less of that, Vice, if you wouldn't mind. I don't appreciate it. I appreciate a nice animal documentary, and I appreciate that people have kinks and whatnot, but I don't want to see a documentary about animal fuckers, okay? Unless maybe it was a clever title. Maybe they're like animal breeders. They introduce... the thumbnail was a guy with a pig, right? It wasn't fucking it, so maybe they introduce one pig to another pig. Thus, they are the animal fuckers. Like when a vicar marries people, he doesn't actually marry them. He is doing the marrying. So maybe that's what it is. I've just talked myself into a corner here, haven't I? I think I may have just realised it's not actually about people fucking animals. It's probably about people getting animals together to do the fucking. But I don't know. I'm not going to watch it. I'll never find out. And you know what? I'm okay with that. So that brings me to my last little point. I have a friend who had a bit of a faux pas, shall we say. They went to a cremation recently, and when it was all done, they said, at least that's all done and dusted. Ooh, yeah, that's not the best time to, that's not the best time to use that phrase, done and dusted, is it, after a cremation? I mean, a funeral, fair enough. Because, it's the end of a chapter. It is done and dusted. The book is closed. It's time to move on. That's the point of funerals. They're there for closure, aren't they? But a cremation, done and dusted, not the right terminology, but people are not going to be offended. It's a dodgy day. Everyone's heads are everywhere. So anyway, that is the podcast for today, folks. If you've got any questions or would like to speak to me or hurl abuse at me, please contact me on social media. I need friends. So I'm at ChrisHunterCom, short for comedy, on Twitter. I'm Chris Hunter Comedy on Instagram, Facebook, and the YouTube. So I think that's me for today. Thanks a lot for listening, folks. I hope you've all had a fucking gorgeous week. I hope you all have a bonerific Valentine's Day in 2 days' time or 1 day's time. Whenever you listen to this, it could have already been. But yeah, I hope you got your tip wet. I hope you got your split licked. Well, that sounded really gross. I apologise. That was a bit vague, a bit vulgar, even for me. Anyway, enjoy, folks. See you all next week. Bye bye now.